over here at the lookout between Bethlehem City Hall and the public library, looking out over the south side, the New Street Fahey Bridge. Things are calm right now. It's Monday morning. The first weekend Music Fest 2015 is officially in the history books. Michael Phoenix here, founder of the magazine, and it's calm and everything's back to normal until later this evening and this coming weekend, when things get crazy, when Music Fest kicks in gear every night, and for the final weekend leading up to the fireworks on Sunday night, weather permitting. But anyway, quick rundown, quick review here on a band I actually really never heard of, but thanks to a very good friend of mine who I owe two very huge favors to, I had a chance to check out OAR, which was the featured band at the Sand Steel stage over by Levitt Pavilion and the Steel Stacks on Sunday night. Now, like I said, I never even heard of this band, but you know, he had tickets. He's like, "You want to go?" Fine, you know, a chance to see a band I never did before, chance to review them. Yeah, I jumped on that. So, quick rundown. Right now, normally I will fry a band point blank for doing this right off, but no, this OAR in this area is one of the very rare bands where they didn't need to make an introduction. You know, I mean, obviously, you know, somebody, you had the announcer making an introduction, but when they came on stage, it was straight into the music, literally. Not a single word was said. And it worked, okay? It wasn't until at least easily over halfway through the show that the lead singer actually is like, "Yeah, I want to apologize. I hopefully didn't offend anyone by, you know, not thanking you for coming out and not saying a word yet. But when we get, you know, psyched up, when we get ready for a show and we get the adrenaline pumped, we come out here and we just go straight into the music." So he actually explained it. And as soon as he said something, explain that, I thought about, you know, as far as the show up to that point. And OAR is one of the very rare types of bands that their music, the lyrics, and the vocals that introduced the band, that was more than enough. They didn't have, you know, in fact, I think it was only 2 or 3 times that you actually heard the lead singer even saying a couple words. And again, with OAR, they didn't need it. The music, the variety of music that they threw in, speeding it up, going from, you know, with the horns, almost kind of like a little bit of a slight hint of jazz mixed in at points. I know 1 or 2 of their songs, I'd swear, had some Paul Simon influence on it, because especially one of their songs, the first thing I thought of was Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard. You know, OAR is the type of band, like, I cannot stress this enough, where they don't need the crowd interaction at all. They do not need it at all. I mean, for the first time in 3 years, in all the music, you know, all the bands I've seen, since Chris Daughtry at Music Fest in 2012, I was moving and like dancing throughout almost the entire show. That don't happen with me. I'm sorry. It just does not happen with me at all. So that should give you an idea of the level that OAR performed at. They didn't need special effects. They didn't need crowd interaction. They didn't need, you know, a lot of band, you know, as far as joking around or anything. They didn't need any of that, which in normal circumstances are major points I look for. I scrapped it. By the end of that show, I was like, you know what? If the lead singer or anybody in the band would have talked more, that would have actually seriously detracted from the show and actually caused a lower rating on the overall review, honestly. And I think this is the first time in over 3.5 years I've been reviewing bands that I've said this, okay? And that, again, says a lot about OAR. The crowd reaction, yes, was applause in between songs, and the normal was expected shouts and everything, but the main crowd reaction, and this is a compliment to, it should be a high compliment to the band, was the amount of dancing and moving around that they were doing during the songs. As soon as they hit the stage, obviously, I did a post on Facebook, crowd on their feet, OAR on stage. The crowd, a majority of the crowd stayed on their feet for the entire show. Again, a compliment to the band. You know, you kind of expect it, but sometimes it doesn't happen that way. So, I mean, this was just a phenomenal show. I walked out of there and I was like, wow. And I rarely do that anymore. With all the bands I've seen, it takes a lot to get that kind of a reaction. I mean, I walked out of there, I still had the adrenaline pumping. You know, I was still like, 20 minutes later, I was still like, unbelievable. Okay? And wow. And that rarely happens with me. I mean, I know it was a major band, that reaction should be expected. But when the band started, I was standing there stone cold, ice in my veins, stone cold expression on my face. Like, all right, I got the free tickets and I'm going to review this band. You know, the same reaction I'd have for any band, from local to a major recording artist. And I'd say I think it was by the third song, I was dancing, there was a smile on my face. I was really enjoying myself. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the beach balls started being bounced around. And it's like, so I was having a good time, and I was really 100% enjoying myself. Part one of the review of OAR wrapped up. Part two is quick point by point and overall review and recommendation. Michael Phoenix founded the magazine, south side of Bethlehem, between City Hall, the Rotunda, and the Bethlehem Library. And yes, it is raining, but this does not count as the rain does not count as rain for Music Fest, because things don't kick off until 12 or 1 o'clock here on the north side, when the bands start playing 4 o'clock, around 4 o'clock for the small stage at Arts Quest, 5 o'clock for Live at Pavilion. So if you're gonna rain, do us a favor, please just get out of the way now. Thank you. Thanks for the support, everybody. Stay safe in the night, and always, I'll see you around later.